the next two problems that we're going to do from the test are problems 5 and 6. Problem 5 asked you to add the decimals. Problem 6 asked you to subtract the decimals. The one thing that you need to know about both adding and subtracting decimals is that you need to line up your decimals. This is very important. Now, if you forgot to line up your decimals for these two problems, your problem turned out wrong. So that's probably why you're watching this. So let's see what happens if you actually line up the decimals. So what you need to do is write your first number, and then you need to go ahead and put the decimal from the next number underneath the other decimal, and then put your numbers all lined up with it. And then don't forget your plus sign so we know which operation you're using. Now, there's no 0 here, but you can add 1 because it does not change the amount that it's worth. If you go ahead and add these, 0 and 2, 8 and 1, 5 and 7, carry the 1, 6, and make sure you line up those decimals. This is the answer you would get. The same thing is true if you were to write this subtraction problem and line up your decimals. 1, 8 goes under the 2, 5 goes under the 4. Oh, look, there's nothing for the 6. Let's put a 0. Okay, now that you've lined up your decimals, you can subtract appropriately. So, yes, you can take 0 from 6. You cannot take 5 from 4, so you will have to borrow from the 2, giving the 4 10, which will make it a 14. You also cannot subtract 8 from 1, so you will be borrowing from the 5, making that a 4, and this becomes an 11. Now that I'm set all up with all of my regrouping, I can now subtract the entire thing. So this becomes 9, this becomes 3. Look, I'm lining up my decimals appropriately. This becomes 3 and 2. This is the proper answer to this problem.